Today on my channel, Planner Friends, well, I could use some of help from you. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do with my faith journals, creative faith, prayer journal, faith studies for next year. I've made some decisions. I intend to make some changes. And so I'd like some input from you, and I have a few questions. So I'm going to go over what I'm using currently, how I'm using the item, and then I'm going to be honest with you and tell you what I'm thinking about. Today, I need your help, planner and faith friends, so please stay tuned. Hello, planner friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm One Crafty Dolo. I'm really happy you're here with me today. Thank you. Thank you for taking time and spending it with me. If you're new, you're welcome to join my growing community. If you're returning, I appreciate you. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your likes. On Sundays on my channel, it's always about Jesus, creative faith, Bible studies, prayer journaling, and I always have a nice hot mug of tea ready at the ready. So today I want to talk to you about some of my thoughts for 2025 in my faith studies. I don't have it fully fleshed out yet, but I'm going to ask you for your input. I'd like to hear your ideas. And yeah, I could use, I have a few questions for you written down over here. I keep a list for my video so I don't get too in the weeds. And so as a former professor, I'm one of those professors who don't like to go on too many tangents. So let's start off kind of with the most recent stuff, and I'm going to show you where I am in here. And I'm honest with you, where I'm behind, I'll be honest, and so forth. I created this, and this was my video last Sunday about this new creative faith project. I love this little space. This was a inexpensive mini happy planner I picked up, and I wasn't sure how I was going to use it. This is not what I thought I would be doing with this, but here we are. So we're going to operate here. Here we go. This is my guiding light, and this is why I'm asking you for your advice and help. Everyone to whom much was given, of him much will be required. Luke 12:48. That is my baseline going into 2025. I can make a list of the things I don't have, I won't have, I can't have, but I can also make a list of the things I do have. And in these spaces, I feel like I am bringing to you, I'm opening my heart, but I'm sharing faith with you, which is also opening my heart further. And so as I go into 2025 in the faith space, I kind of want to change things up a bit and keep it fresh, keep it new, etc. Incidentally, again, transparency here. This is a card, and I believe it said leaves are falling, autumn is calling. So then I just used my, pen corrector tape, and then I wrote Jesus, but it was kind of lumpy, so I didn't do the best job, but I tried, and I can attach last week's video. Gosh, I love that acetate. It's so pretty. And here we go. Let me just show you where we are this week. So this is a keeper. I need creative faith outlets, and I'm seeing that more clearly as I've gone and progressed in my own studies. So I've been this week thanking people, getting in touch with people, reaching out to people, trying to be kind, versus and including people who have maybe not been so kind to me. Doesn't mean I'm a doormat, not going to do that ever again, but it does mean I'm reaching out and putting my faith in action. So this is a very good way to keep myself on task. Now we're here on Thursday, so I'm filming this video. I'm also charting my studies and my prayer journal time, and that's helpful. I'm reworking an article. I'm on Medium. The link is in my bio, but I'll share this. Well, by then it'll be up, so I'll share this story about my mother's uncle and PTSD. It's for Veterans Day. It's an article that was published that I'm reworking. I've already got next week going. I just added dots. And then the following week, yeah, I haven't done too much in here. This project, Advent Devotional, I want to come back to that, but this is something I needed to create, and we're going to have fun with it going forward. Now, this is also a creative faith space. Let me grab some tea. This is an 18-month planner that I picked up because I loved it, but look, you can see it's getting really... So I'm going to try to work this through the end of December, and then I'm going to take those inserts out. I have some old Happy Notes covers and stuff, old planners. I'm going to just move them into there. And I've done flip through, so I don't have to do another flip through. But if you're new, let me just briefly explain what this is. Each week I take a concept, a word, something in faith, and then I look for verses to back it up. I use a Bible app, the YouVersion Bible app. Sometimes I go through my other studies. I drew, if I remember something, I'm like, oh, I know I did that. And so I go looking for it, whatever it is. So this has been great. This is the month I used glitter paint. I decorate the heck out of this thing. I use stenciling and inks and stickers, and oh my goodness, it's so much fun. God is merciful. You get the idea. This has been a very positive space for me. So I will be doing these, incidentally, these things here from Dollar Tree. So you can find great deco at Dollar Tree. But yes, I'm creating, I'm writing, and I feel what's been good in here, it's helping me see Bible verses and put them together with the concept or the word. And I'm learning about myself, again, these are Dollar Tree, that I need creative spaces. Now, I'm behind in here. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm behind. And originally, I was going to do a video on just setting this up, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about next year. And so this will be a keeper. And I'm going to sit down actually today and work in here. I'm a little behind. It's Thursday, but that's okay. I'll get this space going. I made a bunch of die cuts. I got a die cutting machine this year. And so I think I'm going to try to put some of these in. I'm not sure how that's all going to work, but you know what? I'm having fun and I'm creating. And so part of my making a joyful noise to the Lord is definitely this space. And I'm really hoping I inspire you to be creative in your faith. So these two little planners, they're keepers. So I've done a video on this, and I don't want to do too much flipping in here, but this year I'd started this study, stopped it, and then I picked it up again, and I am almost near the end. This is The Women of the Bible Speak. This has been my absolute favorite study this year. I highly recommend it. I'll just do a quick peek at some of it, but I need to do a larger flip through at some point. But what I've been doing is I write the verses from whatever story I'm doing in here, and then in the back I created a spot where I kind of extrapolate the stories of each of these women. I feel I have learned so much. I recently did a video on that I can link below. So I'm not going to do that today. So what am I going to do next year instead of that? I've got this. I have the love stories of the Bible, biblical lessons on romance, friendship, and faith. And I can't wait to get into this. You can sometimes find these at libraries. You might be able to find used copies. They're at Hobby Lobby. If you buy them, only buy them when they're 40% off there. So you've got Song of Solomon, Samson and Delilah, Adam and Eve, Joseph and Mary, Esther and Xerxes, Ruth and Boaz, David and Abigail, David and Jonathan, as in friendship and love, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, friendships of Paul, Job and his friends, Jesus and John. And I think this is going to be really quite a good study. Now, in the women's study, I've studied Esther, I've studied Ruth, okay? And so Mary a little bit. I mean, it's in here, so there may be some overlap, but I am going to use this just like I did it this year. I haven't picked up a planner for this yet. I'm waiting. I'm not doing anything quick. One of the things is I've heard that I have a mini horizontal is they have now checklists here, and people are like not happy with that. I haven't bought anything. I'm not going to worry about buying anything. I don't know that I'm buying anything right now. We're going to wait on that, but I can tell you this is definite, and I can't wait to share the stories from this book with you next year. So this is my current study from the Daily Grace Co. I've done this one. This is a great study for Lent. I feel like Lent and Advent are such special times. We almost need separate studies for them. This was absolutely one of my favorites. I have loved these studies. This is my current binder, but I want to show you. These are just some of my other binders that I've used. Like I said, I'm working my way here through my 3rd year of this, and I've grown, I've learned. I mean, I've done so much in here in these spaces. These have been transformative for me in faith, in God, in Jesus. I just feel like I'm understanding my faith better. I feel these things, this is where I started, and these have transformed me. And yeah, I'm really happy with what I've done in these spaces. The Erin Condren binder came kind of as a surprise purchase last year. These are just Carpe Diem binders, okay? $10 for this binder. I don't remember what I paid for that binder. Carpe Diem inserts, really inexpensive. And as you can see, they held up great in terms of all my crazy deco and so forth. This is my current space, and I'm enjoying it. I'll do a flip through of October and into November soon. So I do all kinds of crazy in here. This binder, yes, it is Erin Condren. This binder costs a lot more, and inserts cost a lot more than those. Do I love them? Sure. The paper is fabulous. But I will not be doing a study like this again next year. Okay, so I don't know. I have some other A5 binders hanging around. My intent is to not do one of these studies again because I need to pivot for myself. It's just like when I taught. I was a professor of history, and students hate history. Okay, they come into college. I dealt mostly with freshmen, not always, but they come in. If you were to ask most students what the subject they think is the most boring, some will say math. That would include me. Sorry, algebra, not a fan. And then history. And so they come in with the idea it's just dates and places. So I had to keep my teaching fresh. I created different units. I taught different things. I really dug into learning how people learn and how multiple intelligence theory, emotional intelligence. I'm not going to go too far down this road. You get the idea. These are wonderful. I highly recommend them. This has been great to deal with anxiety, all of these. But I'm going to give them a break. And so we'll finish out the year strong in here. But then that's it for a while. I'm going to take a step back because, as I said, come Lent, then that would be going into my 4th year of doing the same thing. And you know what? I don't think I want to do that. And it's okay to step back and change. And sometimes that's the best thing you can do for your growth. And I'm really trying to grow in my faith now and into the future. So I need to keep it fresh. So this has been my prayer journal for this year. In the end of 2023, I felt like I was stagnating in my prayer life. This has been, all right, true confession, it's been one of my favorite spaces in here. And I like the fact that you have 4 books for the year. That's really been helpful to me because I like to decorate. I like to change things up, like this area here. I kept this the same. I kept the back pocket the same. But so I have been using this assiduously all year. Again, I use the YouVersion Bible app. And, well, I guess I could do a flip through soon. Oh, this is today. Okay. I didn't decorate yet. I may back decorate. You know, usually I have it done already, but I didn't. So, you know, it happens, right? I'm debating. I'm being honest with you. I love this space, but, oh, here, again, I'm honest with you. So this has been for sermon notes. Sometimes I don't get them in there, so that's my fault, but I'm being honest there. This was a journal I had. I used an Erin Condren gratitude journal, and I started to use this. Notice I said started. And in a weird way, I thought I would love dot grid all the time because I use different journals and stuff, and look at that. I stopped on 10/11 and I haven't written in it since. Now I did create a separate gratitude journaling pocket. I usually finish these things that I start. I don't just abandon them. It's very rare that I stop and change the system. Oh, this isn't working. I'm not too much of a planner hopper. So here's my dilemma for 2025. Okay. These are all the filled journals, and every single day I'm in this space. It has absolutely rejuvenated my prayer life, and I need it. I'm learning that I need the structure of the date and the spaces. If I'm just left to my own kind of dot grid kind of life, turns out as creative as I am in some of my journaling, it doesn't really work because I need structure. What I liked about the Erin Condren gratitude journal that I used, hold on. This is structured. Okay. It has prompts. I need that. There's a 30-day reflection. There's looking forward. There's like a 60-day reflection. I mean, this was really good for me. It turns out I need structure. And so I actually had suggested to them, they asked for suggestions. I did suggest to them that they release it again, and they have. Okay, so now we come to the conundrum part, and this is where I need some help and so forth from you. I need a prayer journaling space. The problem that I'm having with this, quite frankly, is they've raised the prices. Each of these journals now cost, I believe it's like $14.25. You do that math for me. Okay, I need 4 of them for the year. So we're talking about a lot of money. Now, I know they have sales. They've been having a lot of sales. And my understanding is that sales in retail have been struggling because of prices, right? I don't know what to do. And so right now I'm not doing anything. What I did do is I picked up this planner from Bloom, which is less than half the price of this. Is it the same? Of course it's not. This is a regular planner, so they've got all kinds of stuff in here. And I just played with a little bit to see, because you know me and my crazy deco. It didn't bleed, I have to say. The paper isn't this, but it's really pretty good, okay? And so I feel like this could be a good prayer journal, but it has no room for scripture with the prayers. Could I use this? I could. So I'm thinking about that, maybe. I don't know. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about briefly too. So I would love your help and your suggestions here because I love this product, but I'll be darned. The price is just, you know, you get what I'm saying. I even thought about buying a week's planner that has small stuff on the left I could use for prayers. And then it sometimes has like 7 days of blank spaces. That could be good. I don't know. I could, but then that adds up too. So I don't know what to do here. So I'm asking you for help. The other thing I want to talk to you about is something I have in here that I've hit upon. Would you be interested for next year? I'm going to work for myself on my own Advent devotional. I've started to frame it a little bit because, again, I feel like Advent and Lent are just separate. You know, they're really important times for Christians. That's it. The birth of Jesus, and then, of course, our faith rests on his death and resurrection. And Lent, before that, is that period that we go walk together to come closer to Jesus, to understand his suffering. So I'm thinking about creating an Advent devotional, but I'm also thinking about creating a monthly faith study for next year. And truthfully, I could put the monthly faith study in this space, like write down verses. I mean, that may work. I need a place. If I'm going to do that, this might be a good place for that. I don't know. So I'm kind of crowdsourcing your ideas here, friends. Mostly I'm going smaller with my planners for next year. I'm using a mini, this is for regular life, or mini happy planner. This is a journal. I have a zillion personal planners. That's something I used for years. So I'm kind of rounding back. This is a journal. I would love to know your suggestions. I'm going to keep the happy planners for creative faith. I don't know what I'm going to do yet for the love stories of the Bible. I guess I could even put that in here. This might be a good place for scripture. To be honest with you, I bought this. I use Bloom's Chronic Illness Planner, and I'm going to show more of that on my channel for next year. I think I haven't. I don't always like to talk about being chronically ill. I have scleroderma, but I'm doing it. I'm getting outside. I clench up just, I'm doing advocacy work for rare disease, but I'm not sure. So here are my questions in a nutshell. Number one, would you be interested in free devotionals? I can either do them via Medium or email. So that's one question. Number two is any suggestions for a prayer journal for next year, a prayer journaling space that isn't going to cost me a fortune. I would really appreciate that because, you know, the budget is what the budget is. And number three, what should I do with this? Should I use it for the love stories? Should I use it for prayer journaling? Yeah. So that's it, friends. I appreciate you. I've loved all these faith spaces. These feed my soul in ways I can't begin to explain, but I do need to switch it up. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate your suggestions. Let's have a good cup of tea together. One more thing is I've thought about, maybe in 2025, I'll see. I'm thinking about maybe some live streams. I don't know if I could do that. Let's focus on the other questions first. So thanks for your help today, planner friends. And do me a favor. Let's start. Do your studies. Pray it up. But let's each of us try to put our faith into action as we head into 2025. That's my challenge for me. And I'm going to challenge you to the same thing. Thanks for being here, my planner and faith friends. Have a blessed day. Bye now.